So we jump into the next part of the Transformers War for Cybertron Netflix series stuff that was shown on the Hasbro Fan First Friday segment. And a lot of it was kind of underwhelming. People were kind of like disappointed that it's a lot more retools and repaints and stuff like that, or just straight up redecos with weathering. I'll go through it quickly, but I will give you a little bit of information that's actually kind of interesting and could lead to a little bit of spoilers. So again, if you want to avoid spoilers, you might want to avoid listening to this segment. Now, on top of the Alita 1 and the Bumblebee that we talked about in the previous segment, they revealed, oh, hey, you're going to be getting Wheeljack. It's pretty much the Earthrise Deluxe mold with some extra weathering. You're going to be getting a Red Alert. Same thing, Siege Deluxe mold, a little bit of weathering. You're going to get the Impactor. What's kind of a shame with that one, it's not the 2-pack head, it's the regular head, so they could have at least gave us a little something extra of a twist with that one. But nope, they're keeping it simple. Siege Deluxe mold, a little bit of extra weathering. That's not much. Then they showed there's also going to be these Netflix Voyager 3-packs. I'm going to talk about the value of these. I talked about it on my Discord with some of my Discord people to try to like get all the prices right so I could talk about finance with you guys properly. So first you have an Earthrise Voyager Optimus Prime, which supposedly there's a new head sculpt on it. And it's going to come with, I'm going to probably butcher these, so it's Anaxorax and Sheldron, which is 2 Battle Masters. They're repaints of the Taraxodon and the Sound Barrier. Supposedly they're done in clear orangey yellow to kind of emulate Optimus Prime's Energon weapons that he had from, More Meets the Eye, Sherman Dam battle with his Energon axe. So that's kind of what they were going for with that. The pricing, from what I was told, is these Netflix 3-packs are going to be $40 based off of previous 3-packs that have existed with Voyagers. What's interesting about this one is that it uses that leader class Optimus Prime toy, but now without the trailer. So you get, like, again, for perspective, leader class Optimus Prime was $49.97 or $99 depending on where you purchased it. The average Voyager is $29.99. So in this 3-pack, you would get a $29.99 Voyager, which was originally a leader class, with 2 Battle Masters, which are $5.99 each. So you get a little bit of savings there. And if you're someone that didn't want to have to buy that big leader class one and just get this giant trailer that didn't do anything for you, this is kind of another option. What I found funny about that was they showed off this one, and then they were like, let's get to the character model spin around. And obviously, they're using the Earthrise Optimus, but the Siege design is based off of, obviously, the Siege mold, which is that weird truck with the headlights on the roof and stuff. So there was kind of a conflict of design there, how this is supposed to be a Siege representation. But really, in the end, it isn't. This shouldn't even be something in relation to the show, because the fact that it has these 2 weapons that throw back to More Meets the Eye parts 1, 2, and 3 of the original G1 cartoon, and the Sherman Dam with the energy axe and stuff, it's more of a throwback to that. So it's just kind of funny that they brought that up. And of course, then we have the Earth mode Voyager class Soundwave 3-pack here, which comes with 2 Micromaster scale, I guess we'll call them. They were Battle Master Micromasters of Ravage and Laserbeak. Of course, these are just slight repaints. The Soundwave has some mild retooling to look more accurate compared to his original Siege release. So, hey, that looks kind of cool. That was leaked a while back. We talked about it when we had all that information with the Top Gun and everything. So now we have a good indication of what the story is with that. Now we know it's part of a Netflix Voyager 3-pack. So those will be $40 each. And hey, it's those are pretty interesting if you don't have Masterpiece equivalencies. It's a good retail, affordable Walmart kind of thing. And again, those will be available when they go live, hopefully on Walmart's website, if they don't sell out already like last time. What they also mentioned here is if you get all the deluxes now from both Wave 1 and Wave 2, the 5 deluxes in total will have all these background cardboard pieces that will make a Teletran 1 background. So if you got Sideswipe, Hound, Chromia, Mirage, Scrapeface, Bumblebee, Alita 1, Wheeljack, Impactor, and Red Alert, you could build a background for your Teletran 1. And the last thing I want to talk about, and this one will probably be a little bit of breaking news in a sense because no one decided to really tackle this. They talked about the next spoiler box figure, as they call it, an unboxing figure. It's kind of funny that they call it that. They confirmed that it's going to be a leader class. It's going to include yet again another Battle Master with some accessories and a surprise. And it's funny because they even used the lingo. They said, and it also comes with some dough, referring to the Play-Doh, which is a Hasbro-owned brand. So they called I guess we'll call it the Energon Guck that was in the Ultra Magnus spoiler pack. They call it dough. So there's the lingo for it. They're calling it Play-Doh because Hasbro owns the trademark and the rights to Play-Doh. And they make it. So now let's talk about what's in it. Now, before I get into what probably really is in it, let's do an overrun of what would have been available for leader class of the price point. Now, obviously, if they want to bleed more into also the Earthrise leaders, that could be a case. But in terms of leader classes that do exist of molds they could have used, we have Ultra Magnus, we got Shockwave, we got the Galaxy Force Optimus Prime, we got Astro Train. That's from the Siege ones. Now, obviously, we already have an Ultra Magnus, so they probably wouldn't go that route. But those are the other ones there. And then when you lean into the Earthrise stuff in terms of leader classes, you have just the Optimus Prime. They reissued Astro Train again in Earthrise from the Siege one, and then we have Double Dealer. Now, I could take a guess at who I would like to see or who would make sense, but then when you look carefully at the box of this spoiler thing, much like with the Ultra Magnus one, right on the box, it said Battlefield Rung and Cybertronian, and that corresponded to the accessory that was included, which was Rung, or as we call it now, Battlefield Rung. When we translate the Cybertronian on this box, it's pretty much the same kind of box, just has a more darker gunmetal compared to the lighter one from the last one, indicating probably it's going to be some kind of evil character. But there's Cybertronian written on it. And when you translate that Cybertronian, and I did, it translates to Fangtron Giza. And while Fangtron isn't a name really in Transformers history, Giza is. And Giza, in all of Cybertronian history, has always been a weapon accessory for an evil nemesis Optimus Prime. It goes back to Arms Micron in 2012, where they did a Nemesis Optimus Prime in the Arms Micron line for Transformers Prime. It was a transforming bird-like weapon that turned into a sword, and it was for Nemesis Optimus Prime based off of the Transformers Prime mold. And then in 2018, same story, they took the Power of the Primes Optimus Prime, gave it a black repaint, gave him Giza the sword, which was again a bird-like character that turned into a sword, and here we go. So if this continues, this trend, I'd hate to break it, but we just got a Sleep Mode Optimus Prime, which was an Amazon exclusive. We have our 3-pack leader that's going to be available, and the spoiler pack is going to have the exact same mold, but it'll be a black repaint, and it'll be Nemesis Prime with Giza. That's a possibility. Again, this is just me basing it off of what is the name on there with the Fangtron Giza. So if it's going to be Giza in there, and Giza, who's been historically attached with Black Optimus Prime repaint, specifically Nemesis Prime, that'll be the case. Now, who's Giza going to be a repaint of? I mean, if you're going off of, again, another flying thing, it's probably going to be the Pharaxodon or whatever it's called there, or Pterodron, or whatever you want to call it. The pterodactyl, I think, pterodactyl, whatever it was called. The point is, it's going back to what we talked about with the 3-pack. The 3-pack has a repaint of the pterodactyl, or whatever you want to call it, to simulate Optimus's Energon axe. It's probably the same thing here. Giza is going to be here because this is the only bird-like, in this case a pterodactyl, the only bird-like kind of battle master. So they'll just use that one and call it Giza, and it works because it's also an Energon axe weapon. Give it the black repaint. There you go. That's what I think it is. It probably is that. I mean, I could be wrong, but using just basic logic here and looking at the history of Transformers, that's what it's probably going to be. It's going to be a black repaint in that box with a evil Energon axe Giza. And the accessories, well, I don't know, some more dough and Energon cubes. We'll find out with that. Maybe that's the Fangtron part of it. Maybe it's just called Fangtron Giza. We don't know. But that's that. So that's the skinny on all of this. We're going to get into some of the other stuff that was revealed, but that's more or less from the Netflix Transformers War for Cybertron stuff that's going on here. Let me know what you think about this. Maybe I'm wrong about the spoiler pack, but judging by how I broke this down, I'm telling you that's what's going on here.